In our world today, social and economic problems are growing more complex. Blessed Community International is committed to supporting a multinational and multicultural diaspora of people. Our current membership and member community largely comprise people of minority groupings residing in various parts of the world. Among their challenges are compromised access to healthcare, food shortage, education access, housing, and opportunities for personal and professional growth. Community development is one effective approach to achieving large scale impact. Blessed Community International supports the work of community leaders by providing innovative solutions that advance their cause for community development. We problem solve at different levels. Our support services provide access to the training, networking, and funding needed to launch community projects successfully. Our Premium Leadership Support Program provides an end-to-end service that supports leaders in preparing, positioning, and promoting their community development projects. Through the partnership of BCI Foundation, the official charity of Blessed Community International, we are willing to approach sponsoring agencies on behalf of leading organizations and project leaders to make the Leadership Support Program a sponsored, accessible program to community change makers dedicated to doing the work. To learn more about the BCI Leadership Support Program, please go to bciallaccess.org. Subscribe to one of our 3 membership plans and join the team launching a community project. We are Blessed Community International, one people, many blessings, and we look forward to serving you.
Hi, my name is Anastasha Elliot. I am the CEO and co-founder of Sugarton Organics. It is a social wellness enterprise, and we are innovating along the agricultural value chain to create health and wellness products for consumption. And that is just the core part of what we do. We have an arm where we call Each One Teach One, and through this is where my passion for community service and helping other young people to achieve their dreams. I can actually do work to do that there. Over the years, I've done quite a bit of work trying to elevate entrepreneurship within St. Kitts and Nevis among youth, from hosting a mid-market fair, which is a street fair that I hosted in downtown past year. Several times I was able to partner with other small businesses who were willing to let us come into this space and bring customers, have open mic for poetry and music and stuff like that happened. And then I was able to partner with the Department of Youth for 2 years to host that street fair. Unfortunately, I'm past the cap age for youth, and so I'm no longer able to do that partnership. So now I'm back to doing stuff on my own. And over the years, I've seen having street fairs and creating that platform for growing businesses, startups, to be able to come out on the road and meet new customers and showcase what they have to offer. It has taken off, which I'm happy to say. I'm happy to see. And so now I'm turning my focus to the children, because I realize a lot of them have ideas. They want to get into business, but they don't know where to start, and they think they're too young. But their parents may not know that there are avenues. I mean, I see avenues where they can learn and be guided and be mentored. And so I wanted to create a space for that. And so I came up with the idea of Creative Entrepreneurship Camp. And through this camp, we teach entrepreneurship, basically, creative entrepreneurship. And so we teach them skills so they may learn things like how to make body skills from plant materials, things to find in the garden, They learn plant identification, what they're good for. I try to teach them a little bit about how to look at plants holistically, not just saying, oh, this is good for this, so this is what you're dealing with, so this is what you must use. But to look at it as, okay, these are the symptoms, what is causing the symptoms, and what plant you can use to help with the root cause. And then we're also teaching them skills, so they learn how to take care of their mental space, they learn how to say no, they learn how a little bit of self-defense, especially for the females who are more vulnerable. And then we teach them how to take all of that and to build a cohesive business where they're looking after not just themselves but their business and others. And then we teach them how they can present their business to the public. So they get to do little skits, yes, they get a little skit where they promote the business, and persons who are attending the little pop-up shop, we do it in with them. Get to see what all these little children basically have created. Our last camp, the actually youngest ones were like between 6 and 11. They were like my star. They absolutely loved them. They could really sniff the idea. And out of that camp last year, we had 2 students who actually went on to create businesses, and they're doing pretty well. I've been following them up, keeping in touch with their parents to ensure that they're doing okay, and if they need any additional help that we can provide it. And so this is what I want to do. I want to create a space where young people coming up, they have options. They can start a business, they can go on to hire people, and together we can build out our economies. Because we're a small nation, and together we can do it. We can't do it on our own. And so that is what I'm trying to do. I can't do it on my own, I know that. And so I'm putting together a team. A team from last year, they're coming back this year, thankfully. But of course we do need funding. Last camp was quite hefty on my pocket as a small business myself, and so I'm reaching out to get sponsors so that we could do more with the children, and we could cater to more children, and maybe inspire more children to get into business, more teenagers to get into business, especially the school leavers, because there's only so many jobs out there, and the best option if they can't get a job is to start a business, right? And so that is what I'm trying to inspire. I've been able to do that through my own work, from being an ambassador for SIBO, which is Creative Entrepreneurship Business that was targeting youths, to being a youth-inspired farmer as an ambassador. So I've been in that position for quite a number of years, and I'm trying to continue that work within my own personal space. So we welcome mentors, of course, because I don't know everything. I'm sure there are things that I'm not thinking about, that other persons who've gone through this process may be able to guide me on. And of course, money, that is something that we need to get stuff going. So any assistance that we can get, whether it's mentorship, whether it's persons who are volunteering, who've done this kind of work and know what I would need, who are willing to come in and assist us, is perfect. That is exactly what we need. So I hope you love my story and you love what I'm trying to do, and it's something that touches you and that you will be willing to help us with. Bye.
My name is Corinne Marslin. I reside in Trinidad and Tobago at present. Originally, I am a Guyanese. I lived in Guyana, Hopetown Village, West Coast, Berbice. I am a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. I am 56 years of age, and I worked in every department of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Hopetown Village, West Coast, Berbice. And I was the first elder for over 10 years. I am also an ordained elder. Right now in Trinidad, I am the prayer warrior, prayer coordinator in Carenage Seventh-day Adventist Church. People will call me on a regular basis to pray for them and to pray with them. And this is a passion within me also. I love praying for people, especially when they would respond back to me to tell me that they are feeling much better or that they are healed. So that is what I am involving right now, apart from being involved with my husband and the young girls. We love working with the young girls, helping them, molding them and fashioning them to be what God wants them to be, so that at the end or in the end they will be able to be saved. I work together with my husband Victor, and we have this group, Divine Combination, and also Divine Combination Youth. We work with children, as been shown in the previous videos, the children dancing, singing, playing pan, and going out doing missionary work. They have been growing up in battered homes, single parent homes with stepmother and stuff like that. And because of that, their lifestyle sometimes is not matching up to what is expected of them. And we have them here, we take care of them, and we have them in the group. Now, our motive and our passion is to see these young girls grow up and groom them into what they should become. And that is what our focus was. My husband, he teaches them to dance, to sing, to play the pan with no cost attached. The costume, the outfit, he purchases it and everything. We have some that he will take to school. The parents cannot afford the transportation. He takes them to school. So my focus on BCI was to grant us a financial aid where my husband and I, could have been in a better position, because right now, because of COVID, he is not working. And also because of COVID, I am not doing anything. Since my brain surgery, I was told that I cannot work. So I don't work, and I am not a Trinidadian. I am a Guyanese. So I am not qualified to get any benefits from the Trinidadian government. So what my husband did is that I had a daycare that I used to see about children right by me. But because of the COVID, that shut down. So I don't take care of babies and children again. So we work together in this mission, bringing these young girls, having them to understand that there is a purpose and a plan for their lives. And that is our goal, bringing them off of the street and grooming them, take them places. Sometimes he takes them out, he takes them to go to the sea, they swim. He will carry them out on outings. The pans, he purchased the pans, and everything he did. But right now, there is where we are. So I was looking like for a financial aid just to boost us, so that we could have continued with the girls. Even though he's not having pan practice, they will still come by. When they come by, I will have food to offer them, snacks to offer them, and stuff like that. So our mission and purpose is to recruit these young ladies and have them being involved, have them doing something. Because when you see they are out there, the next thing happens to them is that they become pregnant. And who they become pregnant for is not responsible young men. So they go back into the same thing, dependency upon the parents or whoever just to assist them, because they would have made the wrong choice. So once my husband and I, we have them here, we see about them, we take care of them. And that is why we decided to put on 2 extra rooms. So that is our motive and our mission for the young girls.
Hello BCI, my name is Jennifer Ante, and I am married with a husband, of course, and his name is Frank Ante, and we've been married for 34 years. We have 3 sons, and I'm in the teaching profession. Before then, I was in dentistry. My hobbies are singing, cooking, socialising, camping. I love craft. I love meeting people, and I love learning new things. Now, my involvement in the community as a leader, I've been leading as a Pathfinder director for a very long time, and I've been a part of this community project, as well as it's actually to the church as well, for about nearly 30 odd years. I've I've had 3 clubs, and one of them I started when I was in Liverpool, and there we started with about 10 children. We ended up with 30, and then we moved to London, and I just came when they were just about to start their new Pathfinder Club, and we started with about 30 children, and I took over in 2 years after that, and we built up the club to 150 children. So I truly believe in Pathfinders. I'm very passionate about it. I think it's wonderful for young people. It builds them up physically, socially, mentally, emotionally. It gives them aims and objectives, the outdoor, indoors, spiritual, just a lot of things that Pathfinders does to make our children, have a right mindset, not just towards themselves, but to others as well. And it's exciting. And so community work with our children is very, very fruitful as well. They do health work. They go out and help with the health department and give out leaflets, and they do marches against knife crime and guns. They are there in old people's homes. They do so much. So this club I'm passionate about is all about young people and giving them opportunities. And the project that I'm really passionate about at the present moment is taking these young people to Hungary, the TED Camporee, in this year from the 25th of July to the 1st of August. And so, I've already started promoting it to the parents, because and they're very happy, and I've told them about BCI, and we might get a really good grant from you. So we're just looking forward to whatever happens. We'll leave that in God's hands. But like I said, that this is a very, very good project to send our kids. Some of our children have never been out of London. They've never been on a plane. They've never really been on holidays, because half time is so hard. Parents, just living from day to day, I think. But we've got those sort of children, and it's these sort of children I really want them to have this experience, a life experience that they'll probably never ever forget. And I know BCI can be definitely a part of that. So BCI, please do consider us, and I know you're considering us, but if we do get the grant, we'll be most grateful and thankful to you. And I know our children would love it, and we'll send loads of pictures to you as well. So God bless. The monies that actually you do give to us goes towards their actual travel, the food, the campsite, everything. So whatever we get, we'll be most grateful. So thank you, BCI. Jennifer Ante. Bye.
Hello, my name is Marcia James. I have a passion for service. I love children, young people, and the elderly. Over the years, I have served in my church in the Sunday school department and the youth group. I was introduced to the Optimus Club of Falmouth by a member who said to me, "You're so good with youth and young children. I think this would be the perfect club for you to join." Of course, then I knew nothing about the Optimus Club. And so I decided to attend a meeting. I remember the first meeting I attended. During that meeting, there was a presentation to this young girl. She had just started high school and she was diagnosed with cancer. And she needed to go overseas because of the type of cancer that she had. And so they had done a project and they had collected money and they handed it over to the young girl and her mother. And I was so touched. And I thought to myself, I want to be a part of this. And so I joined the Optimus Club of Falmouth. And over the years, we have done so many different projects. We have touched so many different lives. And the Martha Brae Project came to my attention during the COVID time when the schools and literally everywhere really needed safety equipment and sanitary items. And so we decided to visit the school and to give them some sanitary items and cleaning materials. But when I got there, I was a bit disappointed with the look of the school. And the floor was this red floor that you have to put a dye on that, mess up the children's clothes. There was not a lot of students there at the time. And the teacher shared that, the parents were removing the children, or some of them were even keeping them at home because the clothes just keep getting ruined. And she shared with us that if the floor could be tiled, that would be a great help because, then, parents in the community, most of them can't afford to send their school anywhere else, and it's right within walking distance, so they don't have to pay transportation or anything like that. And so I looked around and I came outside and I saw shelter written on the building. So I said, "What is this?" And she started to share with me the history of the place and that it was somewhere where during times of disaster, persons would gather as a place of shelter. And I also noticed that in the yard there were, broken basketball equipments and broken toy, like swings and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, oh, this is really a project that, would serve the wider community. And it's strange because one of my youth in my youth group is passionate about basketball. And he had been sharing with me that, when there's no school and they don't have access to the basketball court at the school, there used to be one up by Martha Brae, but it is in disrepair, so they can't use it anymore. And so this project to me is significant in a way that while we have done a lot of projects that touch lives, but this is something for the wider community. Because during my conversation with the teacher, she said to me that, sometimes when they had a church down the bottom and they would come and they would sometimes use the place as a place of worship. And I'm thinking, so here is this project, for the wide community that would benefit not just the school, the children that goes to school there, but we could do the yard, it could take the children, because we want to keep our young people, especially our young boys, off the street. And so that is paramount, especially with what is going on in our community at this time. And so this project is very passionate for me. I'm very passionate about this project. I'm passionate about all the projects. But for me, this is something that could, serve this community on all different levels. And so I said, of course, I was look into it. And I went and I got a builder to come and look over the place and to give me an idea of what would be needed and what the cost would be. It was a lot and far exceeding outside our budget. And I think that, okay, we'll have to take this stage by stage. But even taking it stage by stage was still a lot of money, because of the whole corona thing and, finances is not what it used to be. And so I was introduced to the Blessed Community International by one of our members. And I said, wow, here it is again. That sounds wonderful. And so the meeting was arranged, and we had a meeting and a talk, and we both shared what each organization represents. And so based on that conversation, I thought I would approach the Blessed Community and see if we could join together and do this project. So I brought the tiling part of the project to the Blessed Community, since that is at the moment the most important part of the project. Because if we can get the tiling done so that the children at least can keep the clothes they have, then the parents would feel comfortable sending their children back to school, in opposed to keeping the little ones at home, because they can't afford to keep buying new clothes. And so this is what I am asking for your help with the tiling project. And so we will, of course, I don't want it to stop there. And so we will endeavor to try and to get the basketball court fixed, the play area and other areas. But it is a work in progress, and it has to be done stage by stage. And so that is what I am approaching you with today. Thank you. God bless.
Hello, I am Utica Christian, and I am from the beautiful Twin Islands nation of Antigua and Barbuda, the land of 365 beaches, one for every day of the year. Not only that, I am proud to say that I am an educational change agent to you that might be known as a teacher for the past 20 years. And I am also a mother of 2 vivacious young people, and I'm proud to be a community solutionist. That's what I call myself. My experience as a community leader basically started off as being more of a support leader. Okay, and so for many years I have been involved in a faith-based organization whose focus is on children, youth, and basically family development. And so I have been involved in youth leadership. I have been involved in actual, not just youth leadership, but actual community service projects. Like currently we are in the process of restoring a historic library in the nation. And outside of that, I am able to activate and train persons in different areas like public speaking, moderating services, moderating programs, and so on. So that has been my experience. What's my story? So I hail from a very interesting family line. I come from a family of strong women, both maternally and paternally. So my mother is one of 5 girls. My father has 3 female siblings, and they're all very strong women. My maternal and paternal grandmothers were very poignant women within their community. I can remember going a few years ago to my paternal grandmother's funeral in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and hearing how persons within the community saluted her. I thought that was an essential part of who I am. And so returning from that trip, it kind of gave me an awareness of who I was, but I didn't awaken quite yet then. I didn't realize what life had in store for me until after I started to walk through. I had a few life-changing experiences which would have forced me into looking deeper into who I was as an individual, not just individually, but transgenerationally. And so part of that journey of self-awareness, self-development, self-discovery led me into penning a book called Mirror Conversation. And it is a collision of affirmations that I wrote. First of all, primarily to myself, having to dig myself out of a pit that I found myself in, and that was able to unlock parts of me that I thought had died. And so with that, I think I have been empowered to help other women with that. So that's part of my story. I am excited to work along with BCI in enabling me to mobilize not just a group of persons to help carry this project forward, but to be able to reach a wider range of persons in a more practical way. So I would love to benefit from the technical support and even in terms of getting practical support in mobilizing activities or mobilizing the group platform that they offer. My passion begins with Mirror Conversations. And Mirror Conversations is a tool that I have provided to help women with unlocking the art of self-affirmation. Why? Because I have found from my personal journey and even throughout the looking at some of my friends, persons who are acquaintances, colleagues, and just generally speaking, a lot of women have become overwhelmed because we have been forced into, in many cases, positions that we didn't necessarily plan for. We had to take on roles that we didn't necessarily plan for. For some of us, they were planned. However, the type of support that we needed to get all of our goals accomplished was lacking. And so it caused us to become really, really insensitive to even who we are and to the persons around us. And so my project that I have dubbed Challenging Women, it's not about developing a group of women who will challenge, let's say, society and challenge systems, but it's about empowering women to overcome challenges one step or one obstacle at a time. And the greatest challenge that I want to empower women in overcoming is the challenge that says you are not worthy. And so we want to use the whole gift of affirmation to do that. And how will we do that? Now, I started earlier this year by hosting events that will give women practical tools in which they can go back to their homes, workplaces, community groups, and the society at large to say, listen, I have a tool that I can use, not just the book, but practical ways, learning how to develop or to garner support from women who are like-minded. The project that I want to use, I want to target, I should say, women from tweens, and these are our young ladies from 10 onwards. And what I've noticed is that there's a forgotten group of women who we tend to push aside, and that is our seniors. And so we thought, okay, these women have overcome so much, they must be just retiring well. But I have found from having these small group sessions that these women need a lot of support, especially in these twilight years. And so I want to use Challenging Women as a platform, as a unit, as a program, as a project to empower women of all ages.